that's a picture of us and in various states forum. Terry, welcome to the call today.
Thank you, Art. Welcome.
She is the better half. I don't know what I would do without her, organizing things and keeping me on track, so I really appreciate. Yes, we're talking about what I think is the ultimate Plan B, and we've just gone up to Canada, done 2 meetings last week, and you know what? Everybody's looking for a Plan B right now. Everybody wants a Plan B right now. Look at the state of the economy, right? I mean, it is shaky to say the least. And what we have here is, I think, the ultimate Plan B for a shaky economy. And so the story that you've got to tell right now is more business-oriented. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't get excited about the product, and it doesn't mean that you don't bring the product into every single discussion, because we are a product-based company. What it does mean, however, is you have to bring the business in to almost every conversation right from the very, very beginning. Now, that doesn't mean that you push business at people that aren't interested, but you must let them know what it is that they have available here. They got a chance to work from home. They can live wherever they want. They can be with their family. As an ultimate Plan B, you get to call your own shots. A small investment, my gosh, what kind of a business can you start for $35 and a few cases of product or some glimpse, and has $1 million potential in 2 to 5 years? And so you really have to get good about talking about alternative income streams right now. You have to get good about showing people, this is one of my favorite pictures because I got caught on one of these a few months ago, and I could not believe it. I said to myself, wow, these people are doing this every day. Which do you think looks better, that or this? And this is my famous picture of, you know what, you've seen this before. I know some of you. It takes a while for the computer. There we go. Yes, my famous slippers on my deck. Which lifestyle do you think is better? And this is me and basically what I look like right now. I apologize. I have the same colored shirt on, and I'm not outside, but I'm inside. My coffee is sitting over here, and that is a better way to live, don't you think? With landscaping, living at home, think about how much money could be saved if all you had to do was stay in your own little cocoon at home like we do. And so it's a very exciting, just back in the beginning, I mean, it was just 5 years ago that we met Joe Morton up at the Marriott Hotel. 5 years ago in August, we went to our very first Zango meeting as 1Ks with Rod and Shannon Culp and Yvonne and Eva Marie Sarda, both 100K premieres right now. And we really got the picture of what an incredible company it was right at that team. Joe, of course, is famous for the guy that found the fruit, but we also have 5 other founders who were absolutely incredible to guide this ship. And right now, we basically have a situation where economic confidence is on the way down, and people, like I said, are looking for alternatives. And if they are looking for alternatives right now, I can tell you this, they don't want to gamble. They are looking for quality. They are looking for substantial companies. We have 250,000 square foot of office space, buildings that we own right here. And we also have a real Salt Lake practice field. I've been in this building here, our executive offices. We own these buildings. You do not want to be working with your Plan B business with a startup, with a company that is over leveraged. You want something solid. And so, yes, we have something solid here. $1 billion in sales in 5 years. Our next goal here, $1 billion a year. And network marketing has changed so much since I got involved in it. I just wanted to point out, I had a negative email from somebody the other day, calling this a pyramid scheme. And I thought to myself, people that still think of this as pyramid schemes or something like that are broke and don't know anything, because Warren Buffett, who is the richest man in the world, has invested in network marketing companies. Lots of people, Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, all recommending network marketing companies. And yes, we have one supplement that I think rules it all. It's the most exciting product that I have ever worked with in our years. It's a category creator. We were the first ones to bring the mangosteen to market through a juice called Zango. Real science on this, but more importantly, it absolutely works and helps people. And You know, we've got the science has to do with xanthones, and I still to this day, get questions from distributors who ask me, what is the difference between Zango and some other fruit juice? And there's lots of other fruit juices that have tried to copy Zango's success. I don't care what the names are. You know all of the names. So they're asking me, what is the difference? Simple. We have xanthones, and they don't. And the xanthones are powerful anti-inflammatories, antioxidants, and they've been used for hundreds of years. And, of course, inflammation is a big story right now. If you're paying any attention to the press, you're finding that inflammation is on the front cover of Time Magazine, Newsweek, all about how it is involved in many disease processes. So joining me now is a special guest, Jody Trusky. Are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, Jody, this is a picture where I put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I've got a picture of you in the front of the room. You look a little scared.
Yeah, I was a little scared. Yes, thanks for having me, Art.
Well, Jody, and this was a bit of a surprise, too, but we were just up in Windsor with that powerful team up there, and you have a special guest to bring on. But before that, I mean, what is it that's gotten you excited about Zango? And I know you're just a brand new 5K, so congratulations.
Thank you very much. Zango excites me on many, many levels. First and foremost, for my kids, I don't think I visited the ER at all this past winter, which is amazing for me. So for that, in and of itself, that is amazing. But also, I'm very excited that I'm going to be able to stay home and take care of my kids and raise them and not have to watch everyone else's children in order to afford that. So the business of Zango is very exciting to me. Yeah,
you want to be a stay-at-home mom, right?
That's right.
Yeah, well, this is a picture of a juice party that we had. This is Carol Malott in the front. She may not like that picture. Sorry about that, Carol. You know how the pictures go. But this is me in the background here, and this is your son, Ethan, who I was amazed at Ethan basically telling his story at this juice party in front of about 25 adults. This would be last Friday night. Is that right?
Yes.
So tell me how this story came to happen, the background of it, and then we'll bring Ethan on to tell his story.
Okay, well, my mom, Deb Pazzo, has talked very highly of you, Art, and Ethan is always listening. He's always paying attention, and he felt that he needed to come and meet you and tell you just how Zango has changed his life, how much he loves it, and I tried to talk him out of it, tried to say, you know, buddy, there's going to be a lot of people there. Maybe you don't want to do that. And he said, no, I need to be there. I need to talk to him, and I need to tell everyone just how good this is and why they need to try it.
And so he wrote a story down, or you helped him write it down or something, right?
He told me what he wanted to say, and I wrote what he said. And then he came, and he shared it with everyone at the party.
All right, well, let's hear from Ethan.
Okay, here he is.
Hi.
Hi, Ethan. How are you today?
Good.
Hey, I was really proud of you last week when you got up and told your story.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you coming on and telling everybody your story. Do you want to read the story that you read the other night for everyone that's listening?
Yep. Hi, my name is Ethan Trisky. I am 8 years old. When I was 7, I went to bed every night. We tried everything like no drinks before bed, getting up in the middle of the night, even the medicine from the doctors to stop it. None of it worked. Then my mom found Zango, and I finally stopped wetting the bed. I love Zango so much. I want to be a Zango salesperson. I wanted to teach everyone about Zango. It is a great drink, and I got to go on my first fun sleepover last weekend. Try it. You'll love it.
Wow, great job, Ethan. And it is a wonderful product, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ethan, this is Terry. I just want to thank you so much for sharing that great story and coming on today. I know you touched Art's life the other day on last Friday when you shook hands with him, so thank you for that, dear.
Thank you, too.
Anything else you wanted to add, Ethan?
I'm not sure.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your heart with us, Ethan, and congratulations on feeling so much better. And yes, we're looking for Zango salesmen like you.
Thank you.
Give me back to your mom.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, well, it's very touching. And Jody, I just want to thank you for being a part of the team. Congratulations on 5K. Here's a picture of you and the family. I know your younger son actually was a little shy at telling his story, but he actually got some pretty fantastic results too, right?
Yes, he did. He did. He usually is on a puffer every winter, and he didn't have to go on one this year. So that was amazing for us.
Wow, fantastic. Anything you'd like to add, Jody?
Oh, just thank you very much for the opportunity. It really has meant a lot to Ethan to be able to share his story with you and everyone.
Wow. Jody, this is Terry. Thanks so much. You know, we always have to remember what this juice does for people because it is changing people's lives. And the juice is the category creator, and so we have to find balance with all three of our products now. And so thank Ethan so much. And you, a brand new 5K last month, and so congratulations. And we're going to see you at convention.
Yes, you will. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jody and Ethan. Yes, Wave One is a billion-dollar brand. The number one mangosteen supplement in the world. We totally dominate the mangosteen, and we are the number one fastest-growing network marketing in history with a single product. So incredible story here. But we're getting ready for Wave 2. And, you know, Zango always had the vision of dominating the wellness category. Mangosteen is just one piece of the pie. We want to dominate the mangosteen category, and I happen to know that the Wave 3 will be the number one company in the world is our long-term goal here. And so Wave 2 is starting here with Glimpse Intuitive Skincare, phenomenal product put together by Beverly Hollister. And Beverly has a long history, as many of you know, in the skincare industry. She's launched 5 personal care product brands that have all done over $200 million a year in sales. She has a whole team here that I was lucky to meet a couple of weeks ago, met this entire team. Together, they've put together personal care products that have done $14 billion in combined sales. And what we are bringing together is not a new product. It's a new category. Lots of companies come out with new products. New products are a dime a dozen. A new category is something that is so completely different, it is a category. And what we have here is called skin nutrition. And we have some very unique ingredients in here that no one else has. And if you're wondering, you know, how to approach some kind of a spa owner or somebody with this product, we have some unique active ingredients called bioactive X3 complexes where we found a way through a biofermentation process to pull xanthone complexes from this mangosteen fruit. And so the same, you know, $1 billion with a single product based on this mangosteen fruit, we already know how powerful that fruit is. Now we get to pull these xanthones out and put it on our skin. And so phenomenal product. And at the same time, our job is to educate people about some of the problems with cosmetics. Personal care products have a lot of harmful chemicals in them. 33% of the ingredients have been linked to cancer. 45% of ingredients are harmful to reproductive systems. And 60% can act like estrogens or disrupt hormones. And if you're in our loop, one of our loops we send out about teenage girls who really pile on the chemicals, and they could be disrupting their hormones. And the average woman puts 168 chemicals on their body every single day, and they're not even aware of it. And I know that some of you out there have gone in and talked to some spa owners that are locked into a single product, and they have absolutely no idea about chemicals that are in these products that could be harmful. And so we have a bunch of ingredients that will not be found in our product line, ingredients to avoid, and here is a list of some of them that will not be in Glimpse. We'll have a phenomenal clean and green product line. And very quickly, I mean, you can get lots of information on exactly all of the systems, but we have 3 basic systems. We have system number 1. We have system number 2 for different kinds of skin type. And then we have the whole complete system of all 6 products, which Terry and I are using. And yes, I love Glimpse, and one of the great perks, this is one of my favorite pictures of being a 500K, is Terry and I got to be the first ones to try it. We've been on it since the end of May. It's absolutely amazing, and you're looking at one of my favorite products is the gel cleanser. I am now using it for shaving. I'm using it for showering. I'm using it for washing my hair. It's also our secret weapon for any kind of skin problems. And I just absolutely love this product. Terry, I know you have worked with a lot of different products and have never seen anything quite like this either.
Well, Art, as you do know, my skin is very sensitive. And over the years, I would keep trying new products, trying to find something out there that would not make my skin itchy or rashy or break out in hives. And I was just amazed when I went there that day to get my skin done. Beverly was very careful with my skin because she could see that I have very thin skin as well. And remember, Glimpse is going to a cellular level, okay? So that's really important and yet very exciting for us. And so she put it on, and she would keep asking me after each one, is your skin itchy? Is it rashing up? And so I was very surprised. So, yes, we've been on it over 3 months, and I'm seeing amazing results. So we are definitely thrilled, and you'll be happy to know Art is now starting to share his gel cleanser with me, but I can't use it in the shower yet. But he's doing it with his hair, and I do say that his hair is a lot softer. So it's very exciting, all of the products.
And it's we've used a lot of the things medicinally. It's helped with lots of different kinds of skin conditions. So it's more not just about looking good, but it's about health inside and out. And just an update here from Grace and Bob Dick. Some of you have seen Grace's pictures. We have an update now. Grace's pictures, we were laughing about this. She came to the meeting. Grace and Bob are 200K premiers from Abbotsford, BC, and we were up in Surrey there doing a meeting for Cliff Rosang and Aiden and George Lambert and our team up there. And of course, they're always so supportive. Grace and Bob were there, and a bunch of the other leaders. And so we got to see her, and we were making just kind of a joke about it because back here, I was saying, Grace, your pictures are all over the internet, and of course, we're going to show those. But this is Grace and Bob at the Elite Summit last January when we sat next to Beverly Hollister, and this is really where the super seeds of Glimpse were planted just a few short months ago when we learned about this special technology that Zango had and Beverly was so excited about. So let's have a look at her pictures because we've got an update. And Terry's going to make some comments on this. So if you look at what you're seeing here, the far left is her left side. The far left is her left side at 0 point, okay? And you can see this is called skin damage that Grace had that she's been covering up. And really she just wanted to test it. Then you'll see this is 14 days later, how much better it's improved. And then over here, the third picture is now 28 days. So look at the difference between this one here and this one here. Now, the other side, actually, Terry, I know you want to make a comment on this, because on her right side, you'll see the same thing, 0 point, 14 days, 28 days. Now, Terry, I know you're particularly impressed if you really look at Grace's face here, away from the skin damage. What are your comments?
Well, I just want you guys all to look at the very first.
You're muted.
Oh, I just want you guys all to look at the first picture and then look at the very last picture. But I want you to look at her cheeks. It's her cheeks, it's her skin that is changing dramatically, you guys. I really want you to pay close attention to that first picture and the last picture. And forget about the neck, but look at the cheeks and look at the skin. And, I was fortunate enough to see Grace 2 weeks ago myself up here in Seattle when she came for the event. And I really noticed that. But when I talked to Melody the other day, Melody saw her just this last week, and she says it's even changing more so, Terry, now. And so this is amazing, you guys, because it shows that this product is going to the cellular level. So it is feeding the skin on our face, which is, think about it. You have the air, you have pollution, you have all kinds of things with your face. And so if we can get our face healthier, it's going to go to the cells of the rest of the body. And I'll just share one more quick thing, is what we noticed when Art came home last week is my feet. I used to get these calluses on my heels, and, you know, I wear slippers in the house all the time, and I do not have calluses anymore, and I have not been putting the cream on my feet. And so Art was rubbing my feet one night, and he says, wow, your feet are so soft. And I said, yeah, why do you think? And he says, do you think that it's from putting the glimpse on my face, going to the cellular level, is now also feeding my feet, and it's healing my feet?
Well, your feet are like baby's feet. I can't believe it. I mean, she's had rough, callous feet, and we don't really have much of an explanation. Are you now starting to put the cream on your feet?
No, I put the cream on once because Grace Dick said that she'd like to put it on her feet. I said, I don't have enough cream to put it on my feet.
Well,
so I put it on once.
Well, you see, I have this theory about this, and, you know, I mean, I just might as well toss it out for you guys. I've talked to a few people privately. I talked to Dr. Posang about this theory when we were out doing the DVD a couple of weeks ago, and she thought, yeah, it's quite possible. Because I said to her, listen, guys, if people are putting chemicals on their face in terms of cosmetics, right, and then they can do blood tests on those mothers and even on their babies and find these chemicals in their blood, it means that what you put on your face will travel into other parts of your body, right? And so to me, there's going to be a lot of potential health benefits of putting these special xanthone complexes onto your face, because those will be absorbed at the cellular level and they are going to travel to different parts of the body. I mean, I have never in our 30 years of marriage ever seen her feet so soft like that. They've always been callous, particularly on the heels, and so I don't have any other explanation for that. Okay, well, let's bring on our guest here. We've kind of finished the overview. We're going to get into some fabulous training, and we're absolutely delighted to have Melody Johnson, 100K Premier, from, I believe, Abbotsford or Langley area of BC, on here to do some training. Are you there, Melody?
I'm here, Art, and oh my gosh, what a wonderful call this has been. Thank you so much for having me here as a guest this morning.
And what about Grace and those pictures? I know it's amazing, isn't it?
She looks amazing, you know, and it was interesting what Terry was just saying about her feet, because one day, I guess after our event here on the 27th, and we all got a chance to try some Glimpse Skin Cream. And my daughter, Lindsay McDonald, who has, you know, a very oily skin, and she put some of that cream on her arm that day, and the next morning she came over, she says, Mom, my skin's not oily this morning. I don't know what's going on. She says, I just put it on my arm. Do you think it could be doing something to my face at the same time? So I guess we've got more of those stories coming.
Yeah, and I know as a 100K Premier, I don't even know if we're supposed to talk about this, but they are starting to get samples out to the 100Ks now, and honestly, your face looks like you've been glimpsed. Is that a recent picture?
Well, actually, it's not that recent. I had tried some Glimpse. That was in May.
Oh, yeah.
But I will tell you that I just started on my Glimpse. Monday night was my first night, and I know it's supposed to be a secret, but I'm telling. And I put on my cleanser, and I did all the 4 steps, and I came walking out, and my husband Merle, my daughter Lindsay were sitting there, and they looked at me and just went, holy cow, look at your skin. It was just clean and bright and totally different. So I've only 4 or 5 days in here now, but loving every minute of it.
Well, Melody, you know, and it's really been interesting. We've been in kind of close contact, and we heard that you were going to be doing, Terry was telling me that you were going to be doing a pre-launch presentation in your home. In fact, that was the same night, last Thursday, when we were up in Surrey. You couldn't attend because you had your first Glimpse pre-launch presentation, and I know you were just amazed. And we're going to actually just give us a bit of an overview of what happened there, and then we're going to bring up your PowerPoint and go through the steps of exactly what you did.
Okay, great. Well, we invited distributors and guests. We only had one guest, and we had, I think it was 5 distributors that came to the evening event. And I just went through, my focus was about education, and you'll see that when we get to the PowerPoint, but I wanted to educate all of the people on some of the information that I had learned, because as we've been learning this stuff over the last month or two and reading Just Not a Pretty Face and going to some of the websites, I have been shocked at what I have learned in terms of what we've been putting on our skin. And I think even worse for me has been what I have put on my baby skin when my children were little. And I think, oh, my goodness, this is the scariest thing, and we need to share this with everyone. So that was the focus of what we did. We shared that information. And, of course, you know, I'm about offering people solutions, and our Glimpse is just an amazing solution. So we went through a little bit on the Glimpse, and we then talked about booking parties to share so that people could go out and we could come into their home and share with their friends about this information we have. And so, you know, you can imagine people starting to learn about this. So we ended up with about 6 pre-launch parties booked out of that night and $2,500 of orders. And these were not distributors who are what I would call building distributors. They are people who use the juice, have had good results. $2,500 in orders for like an hour and a half of work. I thought it was a good thing, Nort.
Yeah, fantastic here. So I'm bringing up your PowerPoint and really what you were talking about. You've got your mission up here. Let's go through a couple of these ideas here through these PowerPoints, and then we're going to come up with the invitation that you actually have put together here, which I think is pretty fantastic as well.
Okay. Well, as we talked, you know, my whole focus, and I just want to back up for a second, Art, because I'm so glad that you started with the business today. And at these events, I do talk about the business as well. So I don't want anybody to get caught up in thinking that all we're doing is just talking about this great product. We are always also mentioning the business. So I want to just put that up there first. But the focus of the evening is to educate and inform and spread the word. And that's how I started off, that we are here tonight to educate you about what's going on in the personal care industry and to ask you to spread the word, to tell all of your mothers, your sisters, your grandmothers, your daughters, everybody about what's going on. And that once you learn about what's happening, we want to encourage you to demand of the whole world that we begin to receive green and clean products. And, you know, also at the end of the evening, we're going to be asking you if you would like to have some friends over to your home so that we can share with them this same kind of information. The invitation that we hand out, and I encourage all of you, this is the front that you're seeing now where it's the picture of, with, you know, the Glimpse logo and you are what you absorb. We encourage you. This is not an invitation that you just throw out on email. You know, you can certainly send it on an email, but we first say invite them personally by phone or in person. I just printed this on standard postcard stock that you can get at any stationery store. We handed this out. It's an evening of learning, and we asked each of our guests to bring one of their skincare products they're currently using, and also we asked them to bring something their husband is using if they're married, or something that they might be using on their children's skin if they have young children. And so each of them were asked to bring a product to the event. And that's what we handed out, just a little bit of information for them so that they could do that. And then, you know, like I said, we usually followed it up with an email as well so that they were getting this in all forms of communication.
Yeah, you've got to do the whole thing, I would call. And actually, the 3 things would be great, wouldn't it? A telephone call, mailing out a personal invitation, and then emailing. And I'm actually got a screenshot up here of kind of what the invitation looks like. Melody has put this together in a Word document that we're going to be putting on our website. And it kind of shows you that you've got 4 of these. And then if we slip over, you'll kind of see that you can make 4 invitations out of an 8.5 by 11. Is that right?
Exactly. And then if you buy the postcard stock, they're already split apart. And if not, you can just cut them.
Right. Okay.
What's important is get them out there. And so that was the evening, and we got very good response with the people that we invited. I mean, obviously not everybody's available on your particular evening, but I think that the information on there was strong enough that the people that couldn't come, almost every one of them said, but I want more information.
Right, yeah. So, you know, like we always have said, not all is lost when you have people that don't show up because you've planted the seed and then can follow up.
Exactly. And that's the important part, isn't it? So on the evening of the event, I'm not sure what you have for the next screen, Terry.
Yeah, I'm just showing it right now, or hope for our guests.
So, what we said, our hope for the evening, and this was literally my talk, was that they will learn more about the issues. We showed the ABC News clip, and I would recommend the ABC News one, and that's one where Stacey Malkin is being interviewed. The clip that we just had come out about the use, the dirty dozen, so to speak,
Right.
It actually would steal away, I think, from your event and what we do at the event. So show the ABC News one. And we talked about the cosmetic industry, how it's, self-regulating and what that means. And I read a piece from Not Just a Pretty Face. You're going to notice as I'm going through this, it is just absolutely, I think, key that all of the information you're giving, especially since we don't have any product to put on their hands and we don't have a lot of personal product stories yet, it needs to come from third-party information. And because there's going to be so many companies and people who are sitting in your room who perhaps sell other skincare products, rather than me offending them or putting them into competition mode, I am using all third-party information. So everything I put out does not come from me, does not come from Zango at this stage of the game.
Yes, and just for those of you listening that may not know exactly all that we're talking about here, Not Just a Pretty Face is a book. I'm going to show the cover of that a little bit later in the presentation. And the author of that book is on the ABC News clip, and I sent that out a week or so ago. You could probably just do a search for that. I think it was ABC Chicago, it seems to me.
I think
and so now we got into the next part is you are what you absorb, cosmetic and skincare facts, and then this is where you're starting really more of the education process.
Yes, so, I talk a little bit about our skin being the biggest organ. In fact, it's very common in the medical world that they call the skin the third kidney. And so we talk about, how when we ingest any products, it actually goes through our system and it is filtered. Our liver may be stressed, but it's, at least it's filtered. And then we go on and we do, and all those facts about the body and the skin, you've all heard them on all sorts of different calls. But what we go into is what we call a little mixer game, and I got this just from safecosmetics.org and their little party plaque. But I have that printed up, and so if you would like, Art, I'll send that to you, and you can put it up your site as well. We go through and ask them really quick, how many products, personal care products, do you use every day? Don't think, don't count, just guess. And then we actually go through a list and list off things like toothpaste and shampoo and skincare and so on. And people are shocked to realize that they are using, 12 or 18 when they thought they used 2, and some people use 45. So it's been shocking for them, and it's just a great way to learn about how many, it backs up that 168 chemicals on your skin every day is what that little mixer does. So I can send that off to you as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. And it's just amazing to me. And I was going around to some of our presentations. I was saying, the cosmetic industry being self-policing here. I mean, I looked around at the room and I said, "Do you think we can police ourselves?" We don't need any policemen because we can police ourselves. We won't do any more speeding. We'll just kind of agree as a group that we're going to keep the law. It doesn't even hardly make any sense. And I like to say we're pulling the mask off of the cosmetic industry here. This is a big story, and I know you almost got this term here, cosmetic conspiracy, we just put up.
Yes. Well, and I just want to go mention one more thing there, Art. Back to the Not Just a Pretty Face book and the fact that I read page 54. I love it because on that page they actually talk about the cosmetic conspiracy or the fact that they self-regulate and what's really happening.
Okay, so that's what's on page 54. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then I just ask everybody the question. So do you know what's in your cosmetic bag? Do you know what you're putting on your skin? These are just some sample questions to ask as you're presenting and talking with people, because we need to let them know about the ugly side of the industry. And then we go on. I'll let you put up the next page. And we do the Dirty Dozen. If you haven't heard what that is, that's I think Pat Petrini started it. I'm not sure. It could have been Karen Huss. I'm not sure who it was. The Dirty Dozen, and we have flashcards. And what I do with this in my home event, and I actually did this in a larger event with 75 people the other night, I just let everybody draw a card with a number on it, and then I had them read one of these Dirty Dozen chemicals that are in our most of our cosmetic personal care products. And so as they're reading this, and they have trouble because they can't pronounce the words and all those kinds of things, they are starting to get to see what things like mineral oil are doing. Baby oil is 100% mineral oil, and yet mineral oil is one of the worst things that we could put on our skin. So that the effect, and I'm not necessarily a purveyor here of gloom and doom. That's not what I'm trying to do, but I really want people to be, jumped off the track of where we normally just kind of put our heads down and follow whatever's going on. We don't even think about it. I really want people to see what is happening. And so they read these cards, and that's another thing I can email to you, Art. They read them out loud to the whole entire group, and it's like a shock running through everybody going, oh, my goodness, I use baby oil, I use this, I use that. And so everybody is getting a real feel for what's going on. And then we, if you have access to Internet when you're doing your event, we actually have people check out a couple of those products that they brought.
Oh, right, yes, through that database. I should go back a slide there, cosmeticsdatabase.com.
Yes. We actually will write online, right in the event, check out a couple of products. I always take my skincare that I was using and the printout. Again, remember, this is not me. This is third-party information. You can also prepare in advance, get a few samples, take some large-size, nice magazine ads, put them on one side of a card, put the printout from Cosmetic Database on the other side, and pass those around. People will get the idea. And so we've really told them about what's out there and some of the awful stories, and now we're going to offer them a solution. And that's when we introduce Glimpse. We play a video of Glimpse, and you can choose. There's a couple of great videos of Glimpse out there with the introduction from the company. I don't go into the marketing part of it there. I show the first part, and then we show some or share some personal stories or show Grace Dick's picture because it's amazing, and I love the update. We have got several pictures out there now, and we just share those around for some personal stories. I mean, in another couple of months, we're going to have everybody's story sharing.
Yeah.
Then at the end of it, we hand out an info pack, and you can see here on this picture, I have Grace Dick's. I have a brochure in front. I have Grace Dick's and Lindsay McDonald's story in there. Then I have the Glimpse basic information that we got, the introduction story, a Glimpse Q&A, and I have a retail order form that I made up. And also the other thing that I've included was the article on the cosmetic industry and breast cancer. So that's on one side. On the other side, I have the Wellness and Success newspaper, the Risk-Free Plan B CD by Mark Gazanuski. I like that one because he talks about the juice product. He talks about the actual mangosteen and what that is all about. He talks about the company, and he talks about the business. Because remember, we are always looking for business builders in all of these events. We're looking for customers, but we're looking for builders. And then I have the 44 Problems brochure. You, of course, can use whatever you want in there. I have a bottle of juice up. I tell them just a smidge about the juice, and I pass that around and let them know they can learn more by going through what's in their information pack.
Yeah, I mean, people can put together whatever kind of information pack that they want here, and whatever you're excited about. But this is a great job here, and now Grace's pictures are going to be all over on not only the internet but everywhere else too. I know she's excited about that.
Well, we're calling her the poster child, the Glimpse poster child.
Exactly. Melody, this is Terry. I just want to acknowledge you for what you've done there, because I see that you've also kept it really simple. And yet you have pulled the juice in there, and I think that's really important because remember, not just with the juice, but with Glimpse as well, we're working from the inside out and now the outside in. And I think that people will see that the two together really go great. And so we really appreciate that. And I know Art's got his next slide up here to show about booking and doing other orders. And in the beginning of the call, I talked to a couple of your people that were on early, and they've already booked parties, and they're already starting to book their parties into November.
Yeah.
So this is very exciting for your team.
Well, we did a training, as I said, on Wednesday night, and I know lots of people went out and started booking pre-launch. In fact, I even booked another one for next week. So we're having a lot of fun. That's what we're asking for at the end of this event. Book a pre-launch. Book a skin nutrition class with your friends after we actually have product. Pre-order if you want, and most people want. I mean, everybody ordered at my party. And, of course, we want to remind them I have a little Christmas tree, and I just did some little Glimpse Christmas tags to put on it. And, reminding them that Christmas is coming, and every daughter, granddaughter, teenager, mother, grandmother, everybody needs to get Glimpse. It should be under everybody's Christmas tree in every home, I think, this year.
Yeah, what a great Christmas present, especially for you guys out there. Wow, you're always having a hard time looking for a present for your sweetheart or your sister. Man, you guys scored. You could buy one of those big builder packs and be done.
Exactly.
A couple of questions that have come up. When will the ingredients on Glimpse be released? My understanding is they're still working on the patent process, so that's why we haven't got those yet, and they don't want to disclose that until they're finished with that process. So we should be able to get that pretty soon. Grace's pictures, we have those on my-glimpse.com. We'll be updating it with the new pictures and so on. Let's go through. Let's see, what else do we have here, Melody? That's about it. Anything else you wanted to share about the pre-launch aspect of this and the overall idea that you're putting forward here before the product actually comes out?
Well, I think that, again, in closing, I want to remind everybody to let the guests know that we are looking for reps and distributors and business partners in this new wave of Zango. And so for anybody who's interested, make sure you get together with them and go through the process. Most importantly, get out there and tell everyone you know about what you learned at this event. I think that's the number one thing, and about the solution that we have in our Glimpse skincare line.
Well, Melody, I guess you're pretty excited about the launch of Glimpse. You really see it having a big impact on your business?
Yeah, I think it's going to have a huge impact. I think that it, for a lot of people, there's less resistance or less learning and understanding when we talk about a product like skincare. It's common, it's familiar, and so it's interesting to me watching so many people who've not been able to get their juice business off the ground be able to more easily share the story about Glimpse already. And so we have a great project here with our Glimpse project, and I think that we are about to see our businesses go wild. I'm not going to predict any kind of numbers. I just know that when I hear people say that it's going to double what the juice has done, I absolutely concur. I agree. I believe we are going to be able to have and build a huge business. As Mark J. has said, fortunes will be made, and I believe that will be true.
Yes, I think so, Melody, and it is true. It's a totally different market, and some people that really could not seem to work with the juice that well for whatever the reasons were, maybe their market segment or their lack of belief. This is a demonstratable product that'll be very easy for people to, I think, sell. Terry, anything you wanted to add?
Well, I think the reason it is going to be so easy is because you can put it on your face and you can see immediately that it's making an impact. And, I know all you women out there, when we go over to the cosmetic thing and we find a lipstick or an eyeshadow that we like, it's like you want it right now. So you want to have Glimpse on hand so that the people will be able to take it home. Like, let's say that you have 3 people sitting around your kitchen table, and they all get Glimpse. You have a hand towel and a face cloth and a mirror, and you say the before and after of what you look like. I mean, some people are even thinking about just doing half the face and saying, now look at yourself in the mirror and see which side is glimpsed and which side isn't. I mean, it's going to make a huge impact, but better than that is now we're giving health to the skin, and I think there's nothing greater because the skin is the biggest organ of the body. So you've just done an amazing job today, Melody. We so appreciate working with you, and we'll be seeing you at convention soon.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for the opportunity. It's always fun to work with you guys.
Okay, thanks a lot, Melody, and her whole team. Really appreciate you. And here's the book that Melody was talking about, Not Just a Pretty Face. Page 54 is what she reads there, The Ugly Side of the Beauty Industry by Stacy Malkin. You can get that at any bookstore, Amazon.com. The ingredients to her folder, most of those materials, I think, would be from Sound Concepts, Mangosteen Tools, or X1 Tools, so everybody should have the picture for Sound Concepts, and we'll have more materials coming out after convention, of course. And Melody basically just putting her own folder together here, so you can get those materials from any office supply place, get whatever newspaper, brochures, CD that you like, that you want put together, and you can put that together on your own. And once again, Grace's pictures, at least the original version, they're on various websites. You could probably put in Grace's glimpse pictures on Google and something would come up. But we have it on our team website. We're going to be showing you that as well. So let's move on here. Just covering a couple questions that were coming up there. And this is what the database looks like that Melody was talking about, safecosmetics.org or cosmeticdatabase.com, and you can put in any kind of a product there. So a fantastic resource. And really, I just wanted to review how I see this business different from what we're doing with the juice. This is a retail-oriented product. I saw this right from the beginning. And what is wonderful about retail, when you have a product this unique, this demonstratable, that it allows people to get into profit much faster. And so it's a $200 for all 4 products. It competes very well with high-end skin products. Once they try it, they'll want to walk out the door with it. And I know Melody had one customer that came there that bought a $200 pack. But at some point, maybe that night, maybe 3 days later, as Terry says, when you're doing a follow-up, you upgrade that customer then to a small builder pack where they can get 4 products for $550. In other words, retail 3 of these to your friends and get 1 for free.
You know, I think what's really going to happen here, Art, is she's going to sell that first one for the $200, but she's going to go home, she's going to glimpse her face for 2 or 3 days, and you're going to want to pick up that phone and do a follow-up call and just ask her and say, hey, Sally, how are you enjoying your glimpse? I mean, that's an amazing thing to do to anyone, is to pick up the phone. But then Sally's going to say, you know, Terry, I'm just loving it, but I really wish now I had gotten one for my daughter. And, you know, my mom saw my face yesterday, and she can't believe the difference in it, so I really probably should have gotten her one. And so that, you guys, is a red flag. It's waving at you saying, you know what, I think she wants to become a distributor, a wholesale member. And so that's when you sign her up, and that's when she's going to buy one of those packages of 3 sets, 4 sets, or 6 sets, whatever she thinks she needs. And so that's when you'll find out that that's going to be a retail wholesale person and distributor.
Yeah, and if they want to order, continuing to order, you know, retail from you over and over again, there's no problem with that. That is a $50 cash in your pocket every time they order one of those. You'll also then upgrade a lot of those to the completes, I think, on the second order, or sometimes even that night, especially if they get to try all 6 of the products. And the large builder pack here is $1,000. That's 36 products, 6 sets of 6, right? And so I just think retail's better than wholesale on this. And then once they, of course, become a member and want to buy at wholesale, you move them from the retail to the small or large builder pack, and of course phenomenal power bonuses, a $300 power bonus for anyone that joins with a large builder pack. And so here's what they actually look like, the builder packs. Let's see, this is the big builder pack. These you can order right now, and I call them profit centers. I want you to see this as not an expense but a way to make instant money. And they include 20 of the Skin Scare samples of all 4 products, the home party pack, a free registration. Phenomenal value here. If you retailed all 6 of these, it could be a $600 night or a week in your business. And so fantastic. I've kind of got them in reverse order. Here's the smaller builder pack there. Fantastic value, no question about it. And I love this because you've got to be the leader that you want others to follow. I was talking to people about this as I went around the country. How many of you have ordered your glimpse? I said. Or what are you waiting for? You can order these pre-launch packages right now, and if you order them and you make your commitment, you set your intent, what you find is others will follow. And, you know, and I say, you are the goose, and these are your little chicks. This is your downline here that are just new and growing up, and they're following you. And so are you going in a direction that you want them to follow? And if you're hesitating, if you're sitting on the fence, if you haven't ordered, then your little chicks are going to do the same thing. I mean, I don't see how you can see this any other way. If you want to grow a big business, you've got to do what leaders do. And Terry?
Yeah, Art, you know, I think this point is really important because what I really want you to do and what we've told our team, and I know we've got other leaders from the sidelines on the call today, but what I'd really appreciate you guys doing is place your order, write it up, send it to your upline premier, fax it into your upline premier. That premier can then fax it over to their elite rep. I think it's really important. I really don't want somebody faxing it into the company, and now that fax paper just happened to get lost. And now on the 4th of November, their product has not arrived because the fax didn't get there. So you premiers that are out there, premiers 100Ks, 200Ks, take advantage of phoning your downline saying, hey, do you have an order? Fax it to me. I'll make sure it gets to my elite rep. Then you know that order is safe and they're going to get their glimpse on time.
Yes, and for those of you who are wondering, you have to order for pre-launch by October 26th, and your credit cards will not be charged until after that date, and then they'll be shipping your glimpse the first week in November, and that's how that works. And so you can. The thing is, to me, if you place an order and get your order in of a 4 or a 6-pack, and you could book one of your pre-launch parties and sell that entire thing out before you ever have to pay for it. This is a great picture of the Deb Pazzo team in Windsor from last Saturday. We were up there with Sherman Unkefer. What a great team they are. You can see they're all having a lot of fun. One of our fastest growing lines in all of Zango right there. Let's see. Deb is kind of in the background here, and I'm trying to get them all excited. Actually, the reason I'm kind of barged into the picture is I framed the picture, handed it over to somebody else, and I've blocked some of these folks out here. But Deb's been talking to her downline, and this is what kind of work that they have done over here to show you how fast they've been growing. Over 40,000 volume now as of last month, and a number of those folks coming to convention. They've been doing the Glimpse pre-launch orders. Terry, I know you've been working with Deb and her team, and how many orders have you got this week from Deb's group for Glimpse?
I got 10 orders on Monday, and that was over $10,000, and I'm getting another 3 orders again today now that everybody's fax machines are working. And so there'll be another couple thousand. And so, she's really been working this, you guys, and I know she's already going to start doing pre-launch meetings and glimpse gatherings. And so it's going to be really exciting for their team because they want that product on their doorstep on the 4th. When they get home from convention, she's already going to have glimpse gatherings and spa gatherings already prepared. She'll probably do 3 that week. And so this is very exciting, and her whole team there that you can see with Art is going to be doing them. So that team is on the move.
Yeah, for sure. Congratulations, Deb Pazzo and her team there. This is our pre-launch strategy. By the way, I've got a lot of questions coming in. If you hold on, I'm going to answer some of these questions right at the end of the call here. But pre-launch strategy, make a new list. This is an entirely new product that you can approach completely different people. You have a chance, a second chance. This is so rare in the industry to have a second chance to go back to the same people you've already talked to about a new story with a company they can trust. You can pique interest with some of the bullet points, and you can share them with we're going to show you our website, My-Glimpse. A lot of you are aware of it. You can send them to that website. Also, My Mangosteen has now a Glimpse page that you can send them to. In addition, follow up and 3-way and take orders. That's your pre-launch strategy. And some of the key points as you're talking to people. It's a $1 billion company launching a new category. Beverly Hollister, we've talked about her. Are 2 stories that we're telling here. What's in it? Xanthone fermentation technology. What's not in it? No toxic chemicals. And so, fantastic. Terry?
I just want people to realize that we just have to keep it simple. Those 4 key points that Art has there up front on the board, those are the only things that you need to remember to say to people. Do not complicate this. You want it to be duplicatable. I know we've got people going into spas and what have you and hairdressing places, and that's great, but they keep saying, well, what do I say? What do I take? Just keep it simple. Remember, we're in pre-launch, but meanwhile, people are getting orders for pre-launch, so there's no reason that should hold you back. You've got enough knowledge and information of third party to know that we're clean and green, let alone, send them to the website that Art has there so that they can see Beverly Hollister speak. So allow Beverly to do it for you rather on the internet rather than you do it. But you need to pick up that phone and then do follow-up and say, did you go to the website and listen to it? Because you can do pre-launch orders.
Right, and here is my-glimpse.com. This is a website that Terry and I created for our own team, and I think we thought we would be able to keep it to our own team, and we did for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then it just went viral all over the internet. So we're finally opening it up and saying, if you want to come and learn about Glimpse, and this is a website, a team information website, okay, that you can send people to. It does not have your contact information on it, so don't count on it to do any selling for you. It's an online brochure, and you're going to need to follow up on it. But we do have a newsletter that people have been joining like crazy, and it's all about Glimpse, and people can join that if they want. And there's a great video on here, flash presentation, and we've got Grace Dick's pictures are in there. We'll be updating with the new one here soon, my-glimpse.com. And so, we're giving back. We put this up for free. We didn't want to get into the website business. We didn't want to charge for it, so we didn't make it replicating, but it's something that you can use as a tool, but don't expect it to do too much. It's a tool that you can send people to that want to get more information. Also, we're heading off to Portland on the 16th. Gary Hollister, Gordon Morton is going to be there. Beverly Hollister's sister, Alina. We're going to have Glimpse samples. We're getting a lot of inquiries about this. October 16th, Embassy Suites Hotel. And, of course, the big event, Terry, what can we say about convention?
Wow. The convention is coming in a couple of weeks, and I'll tell you what, Gary Hollister says leaders are born at events, and this is so true. I mean, we have had so much excitement about this convention because this convention is going to be different. For those of you that have been to the other ones, this is going to be totally different. We've seen the whole weekend of what's going to be fulfilled. I mean, we're starting at 8 in the morning, you guys, and every night there seems to be something going on, and so I would not miss this for anything. Yeah,
it's going to be the biggest one. We've seen the schedule. It's altogether different from anything they've done before. Lots of speakers and, of course, the Friday night Glimpse thing. So I'm just going to take some questions. Kind of our call is over, but we've got a lot of questions here. Some of them are very good. So we're going to take a few minutes and answer some of these questions. People are asking, good question from Holly Miller, $200 are we charging? My view is $200 plus tax, okay? And the distributors will pick up the initial shipping charge. And so that's how I see that working. Instead of asking your retail customer to pay for shipping, I don't think they're used to doing that. So if you charge them $200, you'll get back your tax, and then you pay for the shipping out of your profits. And so if you've got 4 of them you sell for $800, and it costs you $550, I mean, maybe there's a $20, $25 shipping charge that you pick up in there. People are asking for Glimpse workshops. Watch Zango.com for any Glimpse workshops and webinars. Not just a pretty face. Yeah, for $12 you can get that from Amazon. People are wondering about these bullet points that I talked about quickly. My-glimpse.com has got all of that on there. Also, we have previous webinars in the back office of becomingapremier.com. We've gone through this several times there. Go back and do some more study now. I think we've covered the delivery, handout material, the web page. You can get Grace's pictures, my-glimpse.com. Yes, you need to be a distributor in order to be on ADP. That's how that works. And so once somebody has ordered and become a member and bought one of these builder packs, you're naturally going to want to start talking to them about AutoShip, right? Because in order for them to get a 30% power bonus, they have to be on AutoShip. So if they start signing people up, that's when you introduce AutoShip as soon as they have a strong business interest. Listen, going to be available, let's see. Are the business builder packs going to be available after the launch of Glimpse? Well, I can tell you I would not hesitate. These are very aggressive pricing on these business builder packs, and they will not be available forever. they're not going to be able to afford to keep. I mean, I was shocked when the prices came out on this. So they're available now as pre-launch. I think probably they'll still be available at convention, but there's no guarantee. And after that, I have no idea. If they do as much of this as I think they're probably going to have to raise the prices on that. Okay, Terry, anything you wanted to add here?
No, I think we're good. I think it was a great webinar. I want to thank all of our guests, Jody and Ethan. What a wonderful job that little boy did. I mean, that's amazing what courage it took to read that, and so we so appreciate him. And Melody, the great leader that you are with your team, we always appreciate all of the Vancouver. Grace Dick, wow. I mean, those gals are on the move. They know how to do this. So let's just all go out and, share the story. Remember, it's about balance. It's about coming from your heart. That's what's important because we know how great this product is, and we'll see you all at convention.
Okay, thanks a lot, everybody, for coming on. It's a wonderful time to be in Zango at a time when people are worried about the economy. We have a solution. We have the solution here, a home-based business, low startup. When people are worried about their jobs, when they're needing additional money, we have the ultimate plan B. You've got to share the story with people. They're desperate for a story like this. They want solutions. We can give them hope, and we can show them how they can get into profit very, very quickly with Glimpse. And as we've talked about before, you're going to have people come in for Glimpse. That's their primary interest, and then they'll get on the juice, and they'll want to see, wow, if this is doing such great things to the outside, think what it can do inside. And so the reverse is also being true right now. So thank you all the great leaders. You're all leaders that are on here, and we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot.